Welcome back to the Dax and Randy Show, the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. Stay tuned. You're coming up next. What's up? What's up? Welcome back to another episode of the Dax and Randy Show. I'm your host, Dax. I'm excited as always to have you guys back with us for another episode of our podcast. I got to introduce or let my beautiful co-host introduce herself. What's up, man?
Hi, I'm Randy, the co-host of the Dex and Randy Show.
Nah, listen, y'all, before we jump into this, we was just recording for about 6 minutes and then the recording just dropped. And that's just how it be sometimes. But you know what? We can stick with it because we got so much to share with you guys today about dreaming and about everything that we're going through as we're looking to change our lives, right, Ben? You know what I'm saying? But anyway, once again, before we get started, this episode is sponsored by at Based in Accounting, Based in Accounting LLC. If you want to make sure you get your accounting done by the best accountants that's out there, certified accountants, certified tax accountants, you need to reach out to Based in Accounting LLC today. All right, you're a business owner, you're out there trying to grow your business, trying to meet your clients, trying to make things bigger and better. Don't sit there and not have your book straight. Don't not have the accounting straight. That's what you need. You don't want that word audit to pop up, and that's when you decide, hey, I might need some accounting. No. Reach out to Basin Accounting today. They will make sure that everything is good and ready. Make sure you're making the best financial decisions as you look into the future. Make sure the taxes is good. Make sure you reach out to us today at Basin Accounting on Instagram. Reach out to us and we'll take care of y'all. You know what I'm
And
saying?
Basden is spelled Basden.
Basden. Yes. And they are the sponsors, as always, of the Dax and Randy Show. All right. We're gonna get back into it. Me and Randy's talking about dreaming, right? We're in this new season of dreaming, of dreams that we actually feel that are true reality, things that we can actually achieve. You know what I'm saying? And dreams should be big dreams, but you should also look at them as things that they're not just abstract where they can happen for you. You know what I'm saying? Like believe it, dream it, believe it. And we were sitting there and we started talking about how we're re-dreaming or kind of going back to something we did on our second date, which was look at a model home. All right. So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit. We both went to Bowie State University in Maryland, right? And I'm sitting here in my class and I got Randy, this confident American black woman that's about to come pick me up and take me on a date that I ain't never been on in my life. All right. So I come out, Randy's there, pulls up in the white truck, and I hop in the truck. And now on our second date, y'all, we're going to a model home together. And this was all her idea. You know what I'm saying? And back to you, where it's like, why did you want to go to this model home? How did you come up with this idea? And what do you remember about that day when we went check this model home out?
Yeah, I just remember that I've always enjoyed looking at model homes. It's something that I do for fun.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even know how, I must have seen a sign or something about some model homes in the area. And I
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to take you because you've never been.
Is that something you usually do with guys you're interested in?
No.
So yeah, we guys went check this model home together. And first of all, I know I said this a minute ago, but you do look gorgeous today.
Thank you. You
I
look good
really,
too.
listen. I really appreciate the fact that you're coming into this new age of like reinvesting in yourself and your appearance and how you're looking and your makeup and everything's coordinated. The gold shirt, the gold earrings, the gold in the hair. Then you got the maroon, reddish, whatever color it is, lipsticks with the eyes to match. And I could just tell that you're really, really trying to feel good and look good. And I appreciate that.
Well, thank you.
It's nice to look over to the right. Every time I look over to the right, I smile. You know what I'm saying? And it's nice to see that. All right, back to the story though. So we're at the model home, and what I remember about the model home was like the basement area. Now, for whatever reason, it's a home, but in the basement area, they had like maybe 8 different TVs. It almost gave
Mhm.
out this feel of like a jazz lounge. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of like very modern, very like I don't know if it was small tables, but it was like all these like small TVs and they were kind of lined up. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So it was really, really cool. And they had a popcorn machine there, like a theater room and everything. And was sitting there and I'm sitting here with this beautiful woman here looking at this model him together. And you know, me being from Birmingham, we ain't never go looking at no model homes or nothing like that. I don't even know if they do model homes in Birmingham. That's a whole another thing. But I had never had this type of experience, right? And I remember
You
I,
embarrassed
I
me.
embarrassed. How I embarrassed you? You go ahead. How I
No,
embarrassed you?
because you looked at me and was like, "What you say? You gonna you want to be in a house with me like this or
I
something?
don't. Hey,
Something you
look.
said
This so
one
crazy,
day or something. I can't
so
remember exactly
crazy.
what it
I don't
was.
know why I said this, yo, but I literally was like, I know you want to marry me and be in a house like this one day.
That's what he said. That's what he said.
This was our second date. I ain't even know her like that. You know what I'm saying? We,
Maybe you said that because you were thinking that.
I don't know.
Because I hadn't even gone there yet.
Maybe it wasn't me saying it though.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? We believe in things bigger than us, but for some reason I said that to you like I know that you want to be with me in a house like this one
And I'm sitting there like, oh my God.
day.
Do I?
So that's what we did back, you know what I mean? And we can fast forward way through a lot of things right now, but this week we tapped back into something we did on our second date. Nah, fast forward, we're married, we got kids, we got business together, multiple businesses together, podcast, we got 4 kids, like we did so much things, but this week we went to look at a model home. We're dreaming again, right? Like we've been in our current home since 2016,
December
right?
2016.
And the thought when we bought this home was, what area is it in? We always thought we wanted it to be a good financial decision for the future. Like, is it going to be rentable? Is someone going to be able to want to use it in a good area, good school, stuff like that? But when we came in this home, we never got in this home thinking it was going to be like a lifelong house. But we've been here since 2016. You know what I mean? But lately, we had this energy like, I'm okay with walking away. I'm okay with maybe moving. I'm okay with doing something different, right?
Yeah, but I'd say we've been in that energy of trying to figure out what it is for like the last 2 years.
Yeah, but lately it's been more of an actionable thing. Like I want to do something. So that's to me, that's what's been the change. Where it's like we've been talking about these little things, but I feel like there's like now more of an urgency to figure out, are we gonna do something or not?
But you know what it is, right?
What
I started preparing the house to be rented.
is that? What it
That's
is?
what it is. So you seeing little stuff get like I'm preparing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Nesting them seeds for
Yeah,
us to
yeah,
like
yeah. I'm
do
like,
something.
well, if we rent it, we got to do this, and this, and you're slowly seeing things get done around the house. Mariah's room got new floors.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know,
It's been more. You
all
could
the
you yeah,
lighting
it's been
has
more.
been yeah, has been fixed.
Yeah. And I hadn't checked the savings until recently to realize just how much we've been doing in the house, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, you have been getting the house ready to rent and investing money in things to give the house more property value, even
Mhm.
more than it has, right? So anyway, so we went to check out a model home this week, and it's so many things about this experience. And you know what? One thing, yo, like even something like this, what's changed is we took the family with us. We took our kids with us, our 2 boys. You know what I mean? And that even gave me more insight and different aspects to think about as we went to this model house. But talk about what the model house that we went to see. What did you take away from that whole experience now? And talk a little bit about that.
Okay, so I'm just going to rewind just a tad bit because the reason we went to the model house, um, I had actually went. There was 2 units in the
Mm-hmm.
neighborhood, and I had actually went earlier. I found it by accident. Caleb had piano lessons in this neighborhood, and the lady, she wasn't home, but I didn't know she was going on vacation. I don't know if it's a miscommunication, but I said, "Oh, we got some extra time. There might be a playground back there."
Mm-hmm.
So that's how we found these model homes, looking for a playground. So we saw one of them, and I was like, you know what? I think Dexter should come with me to look at the next one because I know how much he likes model homes and he's been stressed lately. And this will be a reason
Mm-hmm.
to take a lunch.
And I did take a
Because you're such
lunch.
a hard worker. And I asked you, like, do you want to go, during lunchtime when you take your break?
Was you surprised I said yes?
Yeah, I was. I
That's
was
what's up.
surprised because it's sometimes hard to get you away from that computer.
Yeah.
But I know you said yes. I don't know if you wanted to, but I
Mm-mm.
know you knew it was best for you.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And the thing is, it was my last work day before I'm about to go on vacation. So even though
Mhm.
I said yes to you, I started getting pulled in into like, yo, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to make sure everything's straight. That I was almost gonna slowly start backing out of what I said I would do.
Yeah,
But on
yeah, I
the other
know.
side, you're right. I did know that I need to step away from the computer and keep my word and go check out this model here with you. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So
Mhm.
anyway,
So I thought it would be something fun.
right, right.
Yeah.
I agree.
So
So what do you think of the house? Talk about the house a little bit.
so we started with the first one,
Hmm.
and then we went to the second one.
So the first house was
It was
nice.
very nice.
The first house was nice. A lot of bedrooms, loft, you know what I mean? A pretty nice yard, you know what I mean? A nice common area, dining room and everything. Much more modern, you know, than where we're
Mhm.
currently living. And the area that it's in is really, really nice. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? But then we went to the house that
The
was next
second
to it.
house.
And the second house was, you know how in life, like sometimes you do things and it's nice, but then you do some things and there's a wow factor to it.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
nice.
The second house had that wow factor where it was like, wow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you felt something. Like when walking through that house, you felt the specialness of it. You felt that this was high quality. Like I already knew it was gonna be expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But the bedrooms, the layout of the different fixtures they had, the very, very high ceilings, you know what I mean? The energy that was in the common area where you can see down to the common area from up top. The windows on the left. Like I think when I got to that common area, I could like literally see my life in it.
Mhm. It was there was a piece about
There
that
was a
home.
piece about it. But the difference for me between the second house and the first house was the first house I was looking at, and the second house I was kind of becoming part
Envisioning
of it.
yourself
I was
in it.
envisioning
Yeah.
myself in it. And the thing that I want to touch on though is mindset plays a part in all these things because the reason why I enjoyed that second house so much was for a couple of things. Number one, the way my kids responded to it. So
Oh yeah.
looking at my son going room to room, already thinking about like what can we do to get in this house. And kids are beautiful because they have such a energy about them that's pure. But his already started talking about, hey, we could sell this, we can do that. He's like, you can not get me slurpers, we can cut back on the Chipotle. You know what I mean? Now he wants me to sell some of my basketball cards, and like his automatically like, how can we make this happen? That's the beautiful thing about kids. It's not thinking about how we can do it. That's what happens when we're adults. We've been through so many things. We've had so many disappointments that now we're like, oh well, we respond with the negative. We respond with the restrictions. Like I can't do that. That's more too expensive. Why would I be here? Why could I can't do it? Like, but to a kid that don't know about it, it's like, yo, let's do whatever it takes.
We came home and we were on YouTube looking at
Mm-hmm.
videos on how to make extra income.
Hey, but that shows so much about how we're raised now too. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? But anyway, within this house, we ain't gonna stay on this too long. But I just want y'all to know, like within this house, the thing that I noticed that my mindset changed, and I'm gonna tell you something that actually changed my mindset that you probably don't even know. But I'm about to drop something on you. But I left that house thinking I want to make this happen. I had this feeling like I want to make this happen, and I want to get aggressive about making this happen. Why would I go? A lot of times we go these see these things and we walk away from it and we don't do nothing. But I left that house wanting to do something. How could I see my wife, my kids respond to a potential opportunity and not give it my all to try to make it happen? Because I could see and I could feel what it would be like if we had it. You know what I'm saying? And it was nice to dream again, but it was nice to dream with a mindset that it could be a reality. You
That's the
know?
whole point.
That was it.
That's why I enjoy going to model homes because it puts you in that dream state factor and it makes it a reality.
Mhm.
And you wanna, when you wanna pray about something or bring it into fruition, You want to be able to like envision yourself in that space.
Mm-hmm.
You want to know what it feels like to be in that space so that it becomes a reality to you.
Yeah,
So it
for real.
definitely became a reality to me.
It definitely did.
Even though that wasn't even my intention, I was like, my whole intention was let me pull him away from the computer, give him a
Mm-hmm.
break, and do something that he enjoys.
But it's more than that, because now I
Yeah,
feel like we're on a mission to get another house.
yeah.
I could feel that, you know. Nah, what I want to also say is that, you know, how do you change your mindset? Like, how do you go to a model home like that? Because other people go to model homes, and some people may not have had that rewarding of an experience as us. You know what I'm saying? Some people, I know I've been to a model home before, and I know I can't buy it. So you just look at stuff, and it's just like, hey, I'll grab a mint, grab a water, and go about my business. This was different for me because I was actually experiencing it like I might be able to do this. Whereas before, I'm just kind of like when we went to that first model home, I wasn't in that same energy of thinking realistically, like I could do something like this. So it really was like going to an amusement park. Okay, this is nice. Look at all the TVs. Wow, wow. But it was never new. I never put myself in it like it could become me. But one of the things that I noticed that changed my mindset that day actually happened early in that week. And I don't know this guy's name, but I'm gonna tell you I was paying attention. You watch this guy on TV all the time, this black guy, and he was talking about mindset and the ways that he went about becoming a millionaire and everything. So older guy, I don't know his name, got all the gray hair and everything.
Oh, Myron Golden.
Myron Golden. Listen, let me tell you something about what I was watching from this guy. You guys have probably heard of him. You know, I'll show love. Go follow him. Go check his stuff out because there's something he said that I took away from that. And one of the things he said was like how he looked at getting his first $1 million and the mindset that you need to have. He said that, you know, poor people think a certain way, middle class people think a certain way. So poor people think that money is supposed. What I took away was like poor people think that getting money is to be able to pay bills. You know what I'm saying? Then he talked about middle class people think that getting money is to be able to have more credit so you can buy things that you can't really afford. You know what I'm saying? Or to impress people or to just get into more debt. But then he talked about wealthy people thinking about money as a way for you to make more money, for you to get more assets. And he said that the mindset that you have to have is when you think that something is a lot of money, you won't be able to go get it because in your mind you're telling yourself, "Oh, that's so much money." But he says, you know, I take my first $1 million and I say, "That's just $1 million. That's not a lot of money." So that you can actually make it attainable for yourself in your mind to go get it. But if you're sitting where you're at and you're like, "Oh, $1 million is 30 light years away," how much work and are you able to do to actually? It's not achievable for you yet because it's so much money.
Hmm.
So he said, you got to actually look at it like, that's just this. $1 million is a lot of money.
Right,
But
right,
he's
right,
like, hey, that's just a million.
right.
And that was his mindset. It's just $1 million. That's not a lot of money. He went and got it. So when I'm in this house, I'm sitting there thinking like, what had changed me was like, I was thinking like, this is just XYZ. That's it. Like I started telling that to myself. Like I know we don't have it yet, but for some reason, for after watching that, I was like, that's how I need to respond to this house right now. I need to look at it like, oh, it's just this. I can do it. You know what I'm saying? It's not unattainable. It's not a lot of money. It is expensive, but it's not a lot of money where me and you can make this happen for ourselves and our family. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So I left her and I was like feeling really, really different about it. But I like that, and I don't watch this as much as you, but I can see how being in different community, listening to different messages from different people could help you out. Because in that moment, I was able to respond to the model him differently just because I heard what your boy was saying on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? About how I need to look at this house that's expensive, but I want it.
Right.
My mindset has to be, it's just this.
How can I get it?
How can I get it? Not that it's, light years away. You know what I mean? So anyway, stay tuned, yo. We about to be going for this house. Maybe if it's not this one, it's gonna be another one, but we really believe that we can make this experience happen. And I just remember the face on my kids of how much they wanted it. how much, you know what I mean? And I felt it, and I want us to try our hardest to make it happen. So just like y'all been following us on our fitness journey and what we're doing with our businesses and everything, but if you've been following us from the beginning, you're gonna see the growth in us day by day. And when we go and we celebrate that house and we set up our podcast in that house and we record from there and we tell y'all we're in the house, you're gonna be here from the minute we had 30 subscribers to the minute we got 3,000, 30,000. Because I know it's coming. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So that was dope.
Yes.
What else is going on before I jump into what I want to talk about? But what else has been going on with you this week? And, going through the ups and downs of life, as a wife, as a business owner, we've been doing a lot of things. What else is going on with you?
Hmm. I've just been productive.
Yeah.
I think being in that house and the energy of it all,
Mm-hmm.
it just catapulted
Yeah. Catapulted.
something in me. Hmm.
All right.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
what are you
yeah.
gonna be doing with that catapult? What are you trying to do?
I don't want to speak on it yet.
Give me a little something. We could chop on it later, but what's that little thing you don't want to speak on right now? What is
Um, no, I don't.
it?
I can just see how I can get the income
Yeah.
to afford the house,
Hmm.
and I am in my mind potentially working towards it.
Well, I'm a jump in then.
Bye.
Go ahead. Go ahead. No, no, no. Go ahead.
No, I'm just thinking about I'm thinking about doing a business differently.
Okay.
That's all.
I know you ain't got to drop your business idea.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah. So
saying?
guys, okay. Let me just say this cuz I was listening to um was it the same guy that I was
It
listening to?
probably is. You're
I think
listening
it's the
to him
same.
all the
So,
time.
okay. So I like to listen to motivational stuff and I like to listen to business stuff. I love podcasts, YouTube, all that stuff. Like when I'm working, I don't really put on music. I either work in silence or I listen to somebody's podcast, YouTube channel. And it's mostly about finance, business, or like motivation. Okay.
Hmm.
So I'm listening to something. I don't remember exactly, but it was probably Myron Golden because I listen to him a lot. And one of the things was just doing something like if you know something and you know more than most the people, then you can start a business
Hmm.
helping other people learn that thing that you know. And I know a couple of things that and I know more than most people. And you would think that I'm gonna say taxes, and which I do, but
Right.
the whole idea is to create a product. And if you can't create a product, then create a service and then outsource it so that that service is the product, but you have somebody else delivering it. So there's a couple of things that I do, I know a lot about,
Hmm.
and I'm kind of toying with, because that way I can automate the business and, you know, yeah,
All
and
right.
generate income that way. And it's a different
It's a
way
different way,
of working.
but it's a different way of working, and it's a different business idea that you have, right? I know we ain't gonna get into details right now, but what I would say is the underlying thing with what you're thinking about, and I think a lot of people, you have to start thinking about this, especially if you're a business owner and or anything that you've created on your end where you've been making money, but it's needed your time to do it. It's need for you to make money. You have to do something. You have to touch it. You have to do the work. Me and Randy are now been thinking more about how do we work smarter? You know what I'm saying? How do we maximize our true potential? Because here's the thing, I'll use business and accounting for an example. And you guys, when you're at him listening to this, think about your own business, but there's only one of you. You see what I'm saying? So like when me and Randy started business and accounting in 2017, we've been through a lot already. We've been through the period of having one client. We've been through the period of learning how to price, learning how to roll our services out, figuring out what technology we want to use, what software works, what doesn't work, what's our standard operations, like what's our business model, what's the steps that it takes from somebody coming into the door and saying, hey, I want some services from you, to them actually going out the door, getting them services done and paying us. But we did all of that, and we did it together. you and I. But we want to scale it. We want to grow it. You know what I'm saying? So how do we take what we've been doing on our end and let it grow to its max potential? We have to come to the peace that we're not going to be able to do everything ourselves. And that's a very, very a tough time when you're thinking about scaling your business, because one thing about doing it yourself, you know you're going to do it right. You know you're going to do it the way it needs to be done. You know what I'm saying? You're going to put your care into it, your hard work, your expertise, but that only works to a certain scale. And we're taking risk now where we're bringing on more people to help do the things that we already created the infrastructure to do. You see what I'm saying? And I see us doing that with our accounting business. We're hiring, you know what I'm saying, which I'm excited about, And I think with what you're also thinking too is like, I want to get to another level. Like, I have big dreams. And think about this at home, y'all. If you got big dreams, how you gonna get to your dreams if you don't change what you're currently doing? Like, real talk. Like, how you gonna get there? So yes, you had a business for 5 years and it's doing well, and you got 10 clients or 20 clients, but now you want to go buy a $1.5 million house. Maybe the answer isn't you and your wife having to go do 50 clients now, because you'll be in that house dog tired, creating more problems for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, maybe being house poor, getting just enough to move into the house. Like,
Yeah, that's not.
how do you get
Mm-mm.
to these big dreams if your current life and your current activities and your current job and your current business that involves you touching everything doesn't get you there already? How do you get there? You might not need to do more of the same thing. You need to do something different. You know what I'm saying? And I think we now have to truly be business owners,
Mm-hmm.
business managers. We've been in the trenches. We did it. Just like when you work for somebody. I remember when I first started, like when I was like a staff accountant or whatever. I would look at the big bosses, and what do you think when you're an initial accountant, when you're first coming out of college? You see these guys showing up to meetings, taking a phone call here, and the first thing you think is they don't do no work. That's what I used to think. They don't do no work. I'm the one here doing all the work. They come in for 10 minutes, take a meeting, and leave. You think it's easy, but nah, they already paid the dues though. And everything that's happening underneath them, even if they don't do every activity, they sure know how it's supposed to be done.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yep.
the
Yep.
difference. And
Yep.
that's why they get paid what they get paid, because of the expertise they have and the experience that they have and the guidance that they can provide if you need it, because they've been there and they've done that. You know what I'm saying? So they're sitting on top of an organization while people 5, 6, 7 levels down are running the day to day. And it's okay. But
Mm-hmm.
when you got your own business, how many of you guys think to treat your business like people treat the 9 to 5 jobs? You got to promote yourself in your own business. You see what I'm saying? You might have a small business or however you want to label it, but how would it grow as big as one of these companies that you work for if you never promoted yourself and replaced yourself? It's almost like the same thing. We don't got HR to do it, but Randy needs to be promoted. Dexter needs to be promoted. We've been accountants for a long time, but we got so much more experience where we're bringing in advisory service and all that, but we got to do it the right way.
Yeah. And I'm feeling the stress of it too.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, I can't keep doing everything. I can't
Mm-hmm.
have my hands on everything. Like I need somebody just as good as me or even better. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
okay with that. But the thing is though,
What's up?
you've told me years ago, you need to replace you.
And you didn't like
And
that.
I didn't understand. I'm like, no, I can't. I can't replace
You
me.
you yeah, you need to replace you.
Yeah.
We need to replace you, and our business has needed to replace you for a long time. But we're not removing you.
Right.
We're replacing you.
Yeah.
It's a difference. You are still the owner of this business. You are still the expert here. But we've done what it takes. We got the processes in place. We have the right systems in place. We have clientele. We have the clients that we want to have. It's not like it was before where anybody that comes in the door willing to pay a price will get business from us. We will tell you no. if you ain't fitting that. We will send your money back. You know what I mean? Think about these hard times we're here. It's
Oh
made us
yeah.
stronger. Like we send you your
We
money.
did send the
We
money
sent
back that
money.
one time.
Yes, take your money back. And it was such a hostile situation at the time, but it's made us who we are. Like, I don't want this type of client. Yeah, you paid a deposit, take your money back.
Yeah.
Because in the long term, I want a successful business relationship where you trust me and I trust you, and you know that I have your best interest at heart. Because here's the thing: we own a business, and we met each other in school, became best friends, got married, had kids, and now we have a business together. There's no client that should be able to come here and ever think that we are not trustworthy and care about the business, because our business means too much to us. So every single client that comes in and has a doubt on us and whether we care or whether we're doing enough for them, they don't fit here because we care too much about our business. Like the people that are clients of ours, they have to see that, they have to feel that, they have to know that. Because if not, it's like a lost cause.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
one thing that I think that people don't know is that, like, for our business, like, we do take it seriously. We are
Hmm.
invested in our clients, but we even pray for our clients' businesses and stuff like that. Like,
For real.
it's such a different level,
Of
like, that
care.
people would, yeah,
They
of
would
care.
never know
You would
that.
never know.
Cause we care so much,
Hmm.
serious like that. We be wishing the best for you, like period, like real talk. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So what you all should take away from this is it doesn't mean what you're doing is not great, but where are you trying to go, and what do you need to change? And change is uncomfortable, yes, you know what I'm saying. But if your goal is big and your dream is big, what you're doing currently may not be enough to get there, or you would have had it already. And changing literally can mean I gotta change how I'm doing things, whether it's me doing things or whether it's somebody else doing it. And I think for us, it's really clear that we got guaranteed one business that now needs to pretty much be self-sufficient. You know what I'm saying? I tell you one thing, like my grandpa's got a construction business in Burnaby or whatever. You know what I mean? There was a time where he was driving around in the truck, tiling every floor. You know what I'm saying? Having helpers with him the whole time. One day he gets a job to tile the whole Bermuda airport. While he can't lay all the tile himself. So now all of a sudden it's got 10 workers come from Argentina, come from these places and all that. And now he's making sure that they have the materials on the job. Now he's making sure they have bikes, so they have transportation. He's showing up to the job, talking to the client, going through the plans, and leaving, and letting everything that he's created take care of everything. And now he's managing from the top. He's still the expert. He can still come and see if time's being utilized the right way because got the experience.
Hmm.
But if he was sitting there putting on every single tile, that airport wouldn't be done yet. You see what I'm saying? How does he get that type of job? You gotta grow. How do we get more and more clients? We have to grow, but it's not gonna just be us. You're not the only we need more tax experts, not just you. You know what I'm saying? I think that I'm excited to do that. It is risk involved because there's gonna be some days where you're gonna be checking in on what's going on with a client and not really know unless you got a good report back. That's gonna be
Well, that'll be a good day
that'd be
when
a
I
good
don't
day,
know.
right? That you don't know, but it's all good. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But anyway, the other thing that I wanted to port about today is, a lot of times we leave our dreams in the past. We have these experiences that mean so much to us, but we don't take them throughout our whole life. We let them go. You might have been somebody that used to play sports and you love basketball, but then you get married, have kids, and now you never pick up a basketball again. You know what I'm saying? You got too much to do, too much real life to handle. You know what I'm saying? You might have had different hobbies. You know what I mean? You might have had a friendship that you let go, but you have these experiences that when life comes, life kind of robs you from the things that you love and it replaces it with the things that you just have to do. You know what I'm saying? Now, what you've done for me the last couple years, which is continue to grow, I'm gonna give you the credit for sowing the seed, but you got me coaching soccer. You know what I'm saying? And that has brought back something I'm loved my whole life, which is playing soccer, watching soccer, being a part of it. And it also has reinvigorated my initial dream of wanting to be a teacher when I went to university. So now here it is, 4 years later, I'm in coaching. Not only am I back playing soccer, because I do play when I'm on the field with my players. You know what I'm saying? You'd be like, you don't play, but I do play, you know. And but also teaching, and lately I have a new soccer organization that's been created, Triangle Soccer Academy. Make sure you follow them on Instagram. You got Bermudians that love the game of football, as we call it, that has literally got a goal of spreading this game of soccer to as many kids as possible and get them playing the right way for the love of the game. You know what I'm saying? And I'm starting my own organization. And I say leaving things in the past because I went on TikTok live the other day and I didn't know what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? But I wanted to talk about our new soccer academy. And I started getting into some stories of the past, the games that I played, and I felt like this happiness, yo, that I ain't felt in a long time. Just talking about some of my old experiences playing in games, scoring goals and stuff like that. And I realized like, what have I been missing these last 10 plus years of my life before I started coaching? By leaving that in the past. As I got girlfriends and I had kids and I got a stressful job and all these things that I'm spending most of my time doing things that don't even make me feel like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm like, how many people are like me? Where like there's things that you love or loved that you spend so little time with that. And the things that don't even make you feel that great, the things that stress you the most, those are the ones that get all the time in the world. You know what I'm saying? And what can I do to flip it around is what I'm thinking now. Because you only got one life to live. You know what I'm saying? You got one life to live. Do I want to spend my whole life and I look back and I spent, you know, one slice of the pizza doing things that I love, that make me happy, that make me feel excited, that make me feel energized, that make me feel like I'm making an impact? And the other seven slices of the pizza are all the things that I used to wake up dreading to do every day. The
Yeah.
things that stress me out, raise my blood pressure. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, that's what's been wrong. That's what's been wrong. How I'm spending my time is wrong. You get it? And I realized that now it doesn't mean I can just go leave my job and stop doing my responsibilities, but like, what do I really want out of my life?
So I have a question.
What's up?
The people closest to you
Mm-hmm.
have been trying to tell you that for years. So what do you think is different now that has you seeing that?
You want me to be honest about that?
Of course.
Um, I weren't even planning on going here today, but over like the last couple of years, I'm lost a lot, man.
Mm.
And like I lost my granny in 2018. I flew back to Burmy to try to see her. She was sick, and when I got to Burmy, she was already in a box at the cremation place, and I went to see her literally right before she got cremated. And from there, you lost your mama, and your mama used to sit here all the time telling me how special you were and how you had something great in you. You know what I'm saying? And it's just these little deposits of things started the festering. It didn't start to change though. I'm gonna just answer the question honestly, but it started the festering of being uncomfortable in my routine. You know what I'm saying? Like it started digging on my soul a little bit. And what really tipped it over is what happened in December. I went outside, my back bent. And all of a sudden, I didn't know what to do or why that happened. You know what I'm saying? And ever since then, it hasn't come back 100%, you know? And the other things with like the blood pressure being high and the doctor telling me this. And I'm sitting here like, I'm been spending most of my years since I graduated university sitting down in a chair 10 hours a day, stressed out.
Wow. Yeah.
And I just think like that's like the most glaring thing that I'm realized like, yo, like, what have you really been doing with your time? Well, you've been spending years and years sitting down in a chair all day, stressed out. And sometimes it was good stress. Um, there was a period with my career, back in 2010 where I lost my brother and everything, where I lost my job. I had a really bad year. And I automatically got put into this journey of trying to get myself back. And I want to talk about, I wasn't even planning on doing this, but listen, y'all, sometimes you fall on your face in life and now you're on this mission to get it back. And I was motivated by that. I literally fell so much. I graduated university. I had a big four accounting job. Everybody thought I was doing so amazing. I'm flying to this place, flying to New York to do clients, flying to Canada to do clients. I'm on top of things. Then all of a sudden, I lose my brother, I lose my granny, lose my friend, lose my cousin, and now all of a sudden, I'm lost my job and I got bad health. In 2010, I've lost everything in my mind. I lost everything. So then all of a sudden, when I got a second chance, came out to the US, got into another job, you know what I'm saying? And things, I said, you know what? I went on this mission like I got to get back to the top per se. And that motivated me. So I got my career in 2014. I got back, I would say I started a job where I was back on top of things like 2014, right? Or so
Mhm.
2015, 2014, like November time. And I was on a mission to get better, get back to where I was and better, get promoted. You know what I'm saying? I was willing to do everything, every extra assignment, and this is not a bad thing, but I was motivated not just for where I wanted to go, but I wanted to fix what I had did, what I had screwed up. That can make you tired. Like you on one side is great. You're getting promoted, you're getting to this opportunity, you're doing this, you're doing that. But it also takes a lot out of you too. Not not just because you're trying to do all these things that's hard to elevate your career, but you're also attaching the past to it. And that's what I used to do in my mind. You see what I'm saying? And I know that because of the whole Chandler thing. I literally told you that Daxter wasn't good enough. I started
We
at work.
created an
We
alter
created an alter
ego.
ego called Chandler, and I was basically trying to shake Daxter away because Daxter weren't good enough. Daxter's the one that screwed up everything. Daxter's the one that didn't want to do the social things at work, didn't want to meet people, wanted to keep it real, like didn't want to, be fake, didn't want to do some of the things that it took to get ahead. So I just said, I'm gonna create an alter ego called Chandler, and that would make it happen. And it worked for a while, you know. And then after a couple of years, I actually got to a position and a place where I think you and I were having a conversation like we always do. And you was like, you don't, you're not Chandler anymore. You're just a better version of Dexter. And I let the Chandler thing go.
Mhm.
Remember that conversation?
Mhm. But
And
that was the whole point of Chandler.
and it worked.
Like, let me pretend to be something or somebody
And
that I'm
then it
not,
ended
but
up
it
happening.
really is you though.
I know. You faked it out. You
Yeah,
faked it
yeah,
out.
yeah.
And it wasn't a bad idea, but to bring it back to your question is like I went through all of that. And now when I look at my career now and everything that's happened with personal and the fact that I've gotten my career back on track and now I'm got an amazing position, lots of responsibility, you know what I mean? I make good money. It's like now I just want to authentically be happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm not chasing anything anymore. I've made peace with the past for the most part. I'm not mad at myself anymore. I'm not disappointed in myself anymore. I'm actually proud of what I am. That's the difference. So if I was still trying to fix what went wrong, I probably wouldn't be thinking the way I'm thinking. But I'm actually looking at myself every day and I'm like, man, I'm successful. I never used to say that about myself. But I'm like, I am successful, man. Like I did it. That's what I've been saying to myself lately. Like, yo, you did it, yo. I did it. But what do I want to do now? You see what I'm saying? There's nothing attached to me that's saying I gotta get to that next position now to feel good about who I am.
Mhm.
Whereas before, I wasn't loving on me. I didn't love me for real. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know if I really thought I was worth loving because of all the things I had messed up. And I'm not talking about love by you or love by my kids, but like looking in the mirror and being like, yo, I like me. I like what I am. I'm good. Little stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
can definitely tell over the years you have definitely grown in that area.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
It's a lot of
You've done the
people.
work.
I appreciate that. Hey, look, man, it's a lot of people out there, man. You're working and everything. You got a lot of experience or you're doing stuff, but like, look yourself in the mirror and be like, am I good? Am I great? You know what I'm saying? Am I really holding it down? Like, am I a superstar? Not because your boss said you're a superstar, not because your mama sat there and said, "Oh, I see my honey's working for so company. He's really doing it out big out in the states." Not that, but like you know that it's big. You know that it's great. Whereas if nobody ever saw it, you would be able to tell your story with your head held high. You see what I'm saying? And now I'm looking at where I'm at and I'm like, man, I don't even need you to tell me my job is good. I know I'm doing a good job. I put the work in. But now I want to do something that makes my life even more rewarding to me, even if nobody else thinks that. And I'm 39 now. It took me a long time to get there. You know what I mean? But if y'all listening to this, man, life will give you a lot of ups and downs, but sit with what you're currently doing and remove everybody's opinion, remove everybody's perception, and sometimes remove even your own negative perception of where you came from and the struggle you overcame and like how you gotta keep moving on. Like let that go and just look in the mirror and be like, yo, do I love myself? And am I proud of myself, man? Or am I sitting here trying to prove something to myself and other people? I'm not content. And content is not a bad thing if that content is something where you're happy with what you see in the mirror. And then everything else becomes a bonus. You see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I really feel like I'm did it. I'm not that same person that I was anymore, man. You know what I mean? And if somebody, like nobody's opinion means more than my own. You can't come and tell me, oh, your career is amazing. Hey, I don't care what you think like that. I know what it took for me to get here. I worked hard. I went through a lot of situations. You know what I'm saying? And I also know that I have authentic skills and experience that I could do it on my own too. I know that. I didn't know that before. I needed somebody else to validate it. When you're living your life, and I'm going to leave with this, if you always need somebody else's validation to let you know you're doing great, you're always going to be in trouble. Because that validation might not always be there. And if it's there, it may not even be authentic and real. You know what I'm saying? And you won't know how to function when you ain't getting it. You be looking for it. And when you're looking for it, sometimes you might get it in the place you ain't supposed to get it at too. You
Mm.
know what I'm saying? And you got to be careful with that. So stop. And this is tough in this world we live in with social media and Instagram and all that. And, you know, it's cool. I'm use all of the platforms. You know what I'm saying? But self validation and self love is something that you need. You know what I'm saying? What happened?
I heard something vibrate.
Oh, my fan.
Oh.
That's my fan vibrating. Nah, but that's where I am. Like I love myself now. I do. I do. And I have hard times. Like, don't think I'm Mr. Positive that, I just love me some me and I'm never like discouraged or disappointed, but it's way better than it used to be. So I'm okay with taking a risk and failing. I'm okay with it. Yeah, let me tell you, 5, 6 years ago, I would have never said that because I would just tell you I'm in the best situation that I could ever get. It can't get no better. I don't want to mess it up. You know what I mean? Somebody calling you. I don't want to mess it up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now I know that I'll be fine. I could take a risk. I could rebound. I got you. I got God. I got my kids. I have myself. I can rebound. I can go try to do what I'm meant to do in life. Like for real. I'm going to try my best. That's what I tell my son to do. One thing you said to me recently, and then I'm gonna stop because I'm been dominating this. But one thing you said to me recently has been going through some tough times, and I want y'all to take this advice. Randy's always dropping jams, even though I'm dominated the last 20 minutes or so. But Randy be dropping jams, man. She was telling me as I was going through these tough times with my back and blood pressure stuff, and I didn't even expect that. You know what I'm saying? And she was telling me like, what would you tell your kids? And this stuck in my mind. You was like, you would tell your kids that it's gonna be okay, keep working at it, and everything's gonna get better. And you told me that I need to be a father to myself. I appreciate you for that advice. I really do, because that's what I would tell my son. I wouldn't let him go to the worst case scenario and put his head down and cry. I wouldn't let him do that. I wouldn't let him sit in that for too long. So when you told me to like be a father to myself, I know what you meant. I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
You know what I'm saying? But anyway,
Hey, I be pulling some tools
you
out.
do, you do, you do. You know what I mean? But yeah, family members was telling me that. Nah, back to you though, as we start to wrap up. You know what I mean? And our episode's been about a couple things today, but dream again, make it realistic. Don't make it big like it's not attainable. Bring those loves throughout your life. Don't let life take away the things that you love. Don't find yourself spending all your time doing the things that stress you out, keep you unhealthy, keep you in a bad negative space, and the things that actually give you a passion, a zest for life, excitement. Those are the things that you're giving so little of your time to. I just want y'all to, with us, because we're trying this, but let's try to rework the order of events and prioritization in our lives, because it's our lives, and we should be looking to love life. God put us on this earth to be a blessing to ourselves and others. You know what I'm saying? But we're here for a purpose. We got to have some time and opening to figure out what that purpose is. That purpose, I promise you, is not to work 60 hours a week just to make ends meet, and you don't got no time to pick up the soccer ball, pick up your kids from school, go to the school field trip, cook. You always wanted to cook, go to the gym, you always wanted to work out. You know what I mean? Have a little wine night with your, little sipping paint, whatever you like to do. Like, that's not why it's here. Like, you got to feed the things that your soul is craving for. You know what I'm saying? But what about you? Because you're in this, I'm gonna let you close this out, because you're in this energy too where your soul you're trying to feed with certain things. I know you keep talking about you want to be a better mother, you want to be a better housewife, you want to be a better business person, but how are you feeling about yourself and your life and where things is going, after I've dominated the last 30 minutes, you know what I'm saying? I
Well,
apologize.
what do you mean by that, though?
How you feel as a woman, man? Just navigating all the things you do, and where do you want to see your life go? Where do you want to see it go? Because
Mm,
this is a journey that we're gonna continue to be on.
yeah.
But you're in here. You talked about the merchandise. Like first, oh yeah, first off, the Dax and Randy show, we will be having some merchandise. So when you see our clothes come out and everything, support us. Same way you support the podcast. Like we about to be doing a whole lot with what we're doing, but where do you want to see things go? Like, how are you feeling about everything? I'm gonna stop right here.
Yeah. Well, I think that I can honestly say one of the best things for me has been leaving corporate America.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I'll start with that because I can make time to do all the things
Mm-hmm.
that I want to do, even though I feel like sometimes there's not enough time in the day.
Right, right.
But literally, if I want to go on a field trip, if I want to cook, if I want to go to Target, if I want to go have lunch with my friends during the day, like whatever it is, if I want to work out, like I can really do it within
Mm-hmm.
reason.
Mm-hmm.
So, so where do I see myself? I would like to find a few more streams of income.
Okay.
Do some planning to make sure that within the next maybe 5 years, I could probably like really stop working the businesses by like 95%.
Wow.
So
You should write that down.
I really want to work less because
Mm-hmm.
even though I'm able to, like, I own my time,
Mm-hmm.
but I still run Based in Accounting, Quiet Money Corporation. Like, I'm still working. So that's what I would like to do. I would like to work a lot less, even though the time that I put into work is not a ton
Mm-hmm.
of time. But yes, that's what I would like to do. And I would like to just be more domestic. Like I really want to cook more. I want to spend more time with the children. And I just want to be, more involved, like a housewife.
Well, I'm all for that. You know what I'm saying?
And I would like to go on more vacations.
Mm-hmm.
But just me and you though.
We don't do that. We never, we never did a honeymoon.
Well, no,
We
we never
we
did an
never went on
official
a
honeymoon,
honeymoon.
but we did do something.
Hey yo, let me tell y'all. You know what, yo? Engage with us. Me and Randy ain't never did a honeymoon. So for if any of y'all have similar situations where you had so much going on, I mean, we had young kids or a young son, you know what I mean, at the time. But if y'all have been someone who's had to do a honeymoon later in your life, you didn't do it right when you got married. Where'd y'all go?
You said we should have done it too.
I know. Hey, listen, man. If I want to hear from the people that decided to make it happen later on, and I want some recommendations. Where did y'all go? Because we didn't do it at first, so now when we do it years later, it's got to be special. It's got to be big. So I want to hear it. Drop something in the comments or whatever. Hit us up Instagram. Leave. Where did y'all go on your honeymoon? And especially, I want to hear from y'all who did it later on. If it was, and that means it was worth the wait. Let us know if it was worth the wait. Just let us know where y'all went. You know what I'm
Well, I
saying?
think I know where I would like to
Where you
go.
want to go?
I would like to go to, it's symbolic, but I would like to go to whatever resort that couples retreat was filmed at.
Oh, the and hey, one of my coworkers went there. They had some beautiful pictures. They said it was amazing.
Yeah.
I have to ask her, but she went.
Yeah, so that
Um,
would be nice. That's coming up. We're coming up on 10 years.
we should go there. We should go there. Why not?
Well, we need to get our child care situation together
Well, that's
first.
always the case. We got the 4 kids. You know what I mean? We ain't got one. We ain't got two. We ain't got three. We got four. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't
Well,
that
one is
easy.
grown.
Yeah, she ain't never here. Anyway, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, we about to take a trip now, which I'm excited about. You know what I'm saying? Am
Yeah.
I allowed to say where we going?
We're going to Chicago tomorrow.
We going to Chicago tomorrow. We ain't never been. You never been to Chicago. I'm never
Mm-mm.
been to Chicago. Hey, if y'all watching us on Instagram live, or if y'all watching this, listening to this later or whatever, I'm asking y'all to engage. Tell me what we need to be doing in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, hurry up, especially if you're on Instagram live, because if you heard this later on, we're probably already back from Chicago. We missed it. You know what I'm saying? So if you've been to Chicago, we're going, me, Randy, we got 3 of our 4 kids with us. You know what I'm saying? Randy's going to be in a business conference and all that. But what do we need to do in Chicago? I know it's museum. I can go on Google and, find a museum and all these symbolic, but like if it's one thing that the family has to experience in Chicago, you from Chicago, you been to Chicago, and you know it's that thing that when we leave Chicago, we're gonna be like, yeah, I'm so glad that we went to this place, ate this food, whatever it is. Let us know what we need to do in Chicago. I do got a list from my coworker of things to check in Chicago, so we ain't getting blank. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But let us know if it's something you know. And hey, look, one other thing, we do love holes in the walls. So like me and Randy, we like good food. It ain't always gotta be white plated and all that. We'll go in a little hole in the wall as long as it's safe. Let's chill. Let's chill on that. It's gotta be safe. We gotta make it back to Maryland. You see what I'm saying? We ain't trying to stay in Chicago. We gotta go and come back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Why you look at me like that?
No, I'm just thinking like, yeah.
Uh,
I'm thinking about the food.
you
Like,
got
what
like
we gonna
this
be
glow
eating?
on you right now. I don't know if it's the light or if it's just you.
I don't know.
You look good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You look good too.
I do.
You aging well.
I'm aging well.
Mhm.
Dang, that's a compliment I get
Mhm.
nowadays.
You
That let
are.
that lets you know I'm aging.
Oh
It's true. When you're 21, nobody comes up to you and say, "Hey, you're aging well."
God. You right. You
But
right.
hey, but you know what's the other side? But here's the real talk. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You know what's the other side of aging well? You see somebody, you're like, yo. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, your boy looks crazy, dog.
I'm not going there
You
with you
know what I'm
today.
talking about. You know what I'm talking about. You see friends that you ain't seen since high school and stuff. Especially if you bump into them unannounced. You're like, oh, hey.
Don't even recognize them.
You're like, oh, yes, no, hey. Especially when it's awkward. You're like, oh, hey. That's how you know it's bad because you don't just hit them with, oh, well, nice to see you. You hit them with the, oh, it's you. Hey, and with that, we about to end this podcast. Make sure you follow us, the Dax and Randy Show, on Apple Podcast, Spotify. We on YouTube. Follow us on TikTok. Follow us on Instagram. Show some love to our podcast. As you can see, we talk about the ups and downs of life, and we keep it very, very real. And take them things that you love throughout your life. You know what I'm saying? And dream big and make them dreams something that you can attain, and it's not too big. You know what I mean? And whatever that guy's name is, thank him. Shout out to him again. What was his name?
Myron Golden.
Myron Golden. Hey, bro, I appreciate you. I appreciate the nuggets. I only was listening for a couple minutes, but these things that I want in my life, thanks to you, I'm gonna sit there and not make them too big where it's not something I could reach. Till next time, peace. Make sure you follow the Dax and Randy Show on all platforms: Apple Podcasts, Spotify, on YouTube. Let us know what you're going through. This is the number one show for going through the ups and downs of life. We want to hear from you, engage with you. Till next time, peace.